Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the final hour of our day-long read aloud, Story Sunbirds Read Aloud. This has been a phenomenal day and it's been inspiring. I've cried. I just laughed. Eve Ewing was fantastic. Their work reminded me of Shel Silverstein so much, and I can't wait to see that collection or read that collection when it comes out. And just everybody, the work of Mosab Abu Toha especially has been so grounding and so impactful to me during this entire year. And so when Mosab invited us to to commemorate the press conference at Al Shifa Hospital by children who were asking for food, for medicine, for safety, for shelter, and the end to the war on innocent civilians. When he asked us to commemorate that anniversary on November 7th of 2023, we did. We had to do something as a Story Sunbirds, who are a collective of kidlit creators who center children, who seek justice, who are about anti-racism, anti-colonialism, and anti-imperialism. And so we said, this is what we can do. This is what we can bring to the table. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this community of creatives who are just fighters and inspiring and really just really doing the good work to make our world safer and more beautiful and more just. And today we've been doing a fundraiser, conducting a fundraiser this entire time, and you probably are so tired of us asking for money, but I wanted to give you an update. We have now collected $1,850. Everybody give it up. I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of this community. We raised $1,850 for the Middle East Children's Alliance, who is a phenomenal organization who's been working on the ground in the Middle East, in Gaza, in Palestine, in Syria, in Lebanon, and really for 30 years has been doing this work. And so they're a fantastic organization also centered around children. And so it really just warms my heart. And so here's where I ask you, if you want to continue to support this work, all of us here have donated books and we're conducting a giveaway. And so if you donate any amount, $5, $50, $5,000, $50,000 to Mecca, you will be entered into a raffle to receive a signed copy of a book from one of the many creators who presented today and who will be giving away a book. So the link is going to be in the chat. And we are going to move on now to, let's see, I lost my train of thought. I'm so excited because I just saw the numbers and I was like, yes. Oh, we're gonna move to a pre-recorded presentation by Agnes Monod-Gayraud, sorry. And they're going to be doing Song and Poetry Fairies of Fadem. And let's see if we can cue that up, please. All right.
Well, my name is Agnes Monod-Gayraud. I'm an American writer and translator from New York, raised in Brooklyn and Queens, and now I live in London. And I have several jobs. But when I recently debuted with my first book, it's called Fadem. And I'm one of the co-authors of this book, along with Lorna White. And the illustrations of this book were done by an illustrator based in the US, Nadia Makaeva. Today I'd like to read an excerpt from this book, which has to do, there are 24 fairies in this book. We created 24 different fairy personalities that are united with some element of a vital element of nature. Maybe I'll read the back copy to give you an idea of what this illustrated book is about. This book will take you on an enchanted journey deep into the fairy realm. Meet the many and varied fairies who call it home, discover their magical powers, and listen to their long-held secrets. Ancient stories, myths, and legends entwine to create this spellbinding compendium of fascinating creatures. Before I read the excerpt from the book, I wanted to say that the story Sunbirds over the past year have really given me an opportunity to connect with other people who are also as heartbroken about the devastating assault on Gaza's civilians, and especially as children's authors on the children and the lifelong effects that that will bring, and the effects on our total human society. And sometimes you can feel like you're going, you don't know what's you don't know where to turn when you feel like the world is is doing absolutely unacceptable things. And so this community has really given me and others a space, I think, for feeling like we can join together and do even a little bit to do something positive in the midst of all this negativity. So I'm very proud and pleased to be able to join the reading today. I'll be reading from the spread on the air fairies. And so the air fairies of our book are inspired by Persian culture, most of all, because researchers say that the first poems and songs came out of that region, and there's a very strong tradition of song and poetry in the Middle East. So I wanted, I guess I'll get going. The song and poetry fairies, their names are Cheyenne and Shaina. So Cheyenne and Shaira are an inseparable pair, an ancient fairy coupling dating back to when the first notions of human language and civilization began to take shape. They are the original muses of the greatest stories ever told, experts at harnessing the power of lyricism, which is the source of all magic in the world. Together, Cheyenne and Shaira compose the symphonic hum of the universe from the moment of its birth, the symbols and strings of the Big Bang to the present day. From tragedies to comedies, they are the ones tugging at your heartstrings when you hear a certain verse or refrain that captures your imagination. Their incantations and spells make the sun shine, the rain fall, and plants grow according to the natural rhythm that rules the cosmos. At times, they may bicker and fall out of rhythm, creating discordant melodies that carry a chaotic power to enchant and bewitch, giving life to exciting new genres and novel instruments. Together with their fae friend, the neon fairy, they are always at the head of the ceremonial raids held on the high holidays of the fae calendar. They lead a trooping cavalcade of mystical beings and beasts on their pipes, flutes, fiddles, trumpets, and bells, chanting and trilling through the villages, towns, and cities of the world. This mysterious chorus weaves its way to a secret glade among the trees that marks the sacred location of the fairy feast. Here, the fae folk assemble into a circle of revelry, and begin to sing, dance, and play music with utter abandon. Cheyenne and Shaira have given humanity a generous gift that cannot always be seen, but is heard and felt by all. Their inspiration has been the very breath of existence since the beginning of time. Their songs are carried on the wind, their lyrics fluttering in the trees. On the rare occasion that a human being might intrude upon these magical celebrations, a sip of nectar and a soothing song will lull them into a deep sleep filled with enchanted dreams. I hope you enjoyed that little excerpt. Each fairy in our book also comes with a spell. So this a spell or an activity or a ritual. So this one is called Rhymes and Chimes. And to make your own wind chime, find a flexible twig that you can bend and use for your base. Gather another 7 thick twigs and paint and decorate them as you like. Tie each one to the end of a string, along with stones, shells, beads, or sea glass. Hang these on your base as well. When ready, hang your wind chime wherever you want, in the garden or indoors. Chant the following message to the fairies. Cheyenne and Shaira, fairies of inspiration, help me create a beautiful composition. So I should note that this book is it's a book for children, but it's also a book for adults. Because the messages in the book and the way we tried to write the book, we tried to do it in the most universal way possible so that everyone can find something for themselves. And so whether, someone wants to read it in bits or just look at the pictures, that's, it's all different kinds of reading, depending on someone's tastes and what they like. We also with every profile, we also include 3 different facts about from nature or history or tradition that are linked to the particular realm of these fairies. So I think I'll read one of them. So it's about the derivation of the words poetry and song and music. The word poetry comes from the Greek word poeo, meaning I create. The first poems were typically chanted or sung as a way of passing down history before writing was invented. The oldest recorded poem is the Epic of Gilgamesh, set down in stone in ancient Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq, around 4,000 years ago. In ancient Greece, poetry flourished in the epic works of Homer and the lyricism of Sappho. Scholars recently uncovered a narrative poem on a clay tablet attributed to the high priestess Enweduana in ancient Mesopotamia more than 4,000 years ago. The ancient Sanskrit word for music is sangit, which literally means sung together, whereas in European languages, music comes from the Greek word musika. So thank you for listening. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share some of my book, which came out about 2 weeks ago. And I hope gives you some poetry and lyricism for today and overall. Thank you again, and thank you to the Story Sunbirds for hosting these readings. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was fabulous. Wow, I can't wait to get that book. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much, Agnes. It's been wonderful to be in community with you. And I'm just going to remind everybody that you can still donate. We've got a few 45 minutes left before our time together is up. And again, any amount is perfect and will enter you into our giveaway. I'm not sure if Agnes is going to be donating, but we'll get a book to you if we have if you win the raffle. And thank you again to everybody who's got us to, let's see, I'm going to refresh. Got us to, yep, still at 1850. That's so great. I'm so excited about that. Thank you to everybody who's been with us the entire time. All right, we're gonna stop the recording.